here.
Yes.
So step one is building rapport.
Right.
And we're talking in the call. So step one is building rapport. Step two is ask probing questions. So asking thought-provoking, deep, what does this mean to you? What are you trying to accomplish? Getting really, really clear on what someone wants out of this relationship so that you know when you are going to talk about the cool stuff that you offer, you can connect the dots of what they need to what you are providing and show them that this is the path forward for them. So provoking questions, you can list out a bunch of them. I like, usually around 5-ish to 7. It just shows you care.
Right.
And this allows them to talk and just let them talk.
Right.
I'd say a key mistake that a lot of coaches make when selling, they talk more than the prospect. You should actually be talking a third of the time.
That's me. For sure.
No, it's not. You don't say words. Is it actually you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
true.
a lot of times I was talking too much about what I'm doing, and I'm thinking too much about like, here's what I do and here's all these things. And it's like, instead of saying like, okay, tell me what you're looking for, let me show you the solution to that. And then letting them ask questions about it.
Yeah, I remember one of the first CoachLogik demo calls we took together.
That was brutal.
I asked some questions and had you kind of go into the demo portion as I was kind of learning the app and stuff. And you were on like feature 8 of like how cool it was. Yeah. And I was like,
too much.
I think I cut it off. I was like, and that's, cool. And then so, I go back to sort of the selling portion. But after that call we talked, I was like, look, like I know that this app, you love this app and it's amazing. And there's so many cool features you want to share. But I think we should highlight 2 or 3 that align with the client's pain points. And you had hit that initially. And so then you start to sort of lose momentum if you keep going on and on and on. And so those deep thought-provoking questions, those probing questions are really important to set you up for success. Step 3 is holding the mirror up. So holding the mirror up, it's a step that many people miss. They'll go in, they'll just start asking questions, and they'll kind of dive into, I'll call it the pitch, what you've got going on. It's holding the mirror up and saying, so Max, what I'm hearing from you, and we'll talk about this from a coaching standpoint, what I'm hearing from you is your last coach had you squatting 10 by 10 every single day and your knees exploded. Mm-hmm. You no longer have legs and you're in a wheelchair. Yep. That sucks, but hey, it's what we're dealing with. What you would like to do is you'd like to qualify for the Special Olympics and bench press and be
Paralympics. Special Olympics is a little bit different.
Okay,
but yeah.
It's all good. Paralympics are special. Hold it near and dear to my heart because that's where I would compete with my knees. But what I'm hearing from you is you want to lose some weight, you want to gain some strength, you're looking to compete in 6 to 12 months. You've been dealing with this back pain and you want to make sure that you're lifting, your technique is proper so that you don't hurt your back if you make some progress. Yep. And you've had some issues with coaches in the past where maybe they don't make changes to the program that you ask for and continue to put in accessory work that you said you don't like to do. Yep. Does that sound about right?
100%.
And they'll say 100%. Yep. I was coached by Max Ada. I got to stop with my comedy. I keep going.
Awesome.
But no, they'll say 100%. And then maybe they expand on something. You're like, yeah, and they'll give you like an and. Right. And then you can do it again. Okay, so I'm hearing, obviously I already mentioned all the other stuff, but also what I'm hearing is you also want to make sure that you are ripped for the summer so that you can look good on the beach and hopefully find a suitable mate.
Yep.
And they'll be like, absolutely. And I'm like, cool, awesome. Let's move into how I think we can help you or how we can help you. Don't say I think, be assumptive.
Right.
And then you go into what you do. And what's important on the what you do aspect is that actually should make up a smaller portion of the time together. And so it should be very clear on maybe the 3 main features that your coaching offers, whether it's, so what we do is this is how I build this is how I build clients programming. This is what our onboarding process looks like. This is how you'll get feedback and how I'm going to help you and how we'll make changes to the program to get you to see success. And then, from there, this is how we operate and do this, that, and the other thing. If you do nutrition, you can talk about that. If you do, whatever it is, you can kind of go into those extra features, extra details as well. And ask them so I know I just covered all this. I know we kind of went pretty quickly. Do you have any questions for me? Mm-hmm. And there they might bring up, some questions about the thing. The reason we ask that there is when we go to pricing, you don't want them to start asking more questions. You lose momentum for the sale.
Right.
Who's the guy Wolf of Wall Street was about?
Oh, Jordan Belfort.
Jordan Belfort. I almost said Jordan Peterson, but it's 2 very different people. Jordan Belfort actually has a book that I read when I was younger called Straight Line Selling. Uh-huh. And now I know he's kind of like a schmuck or whatever. But one of the things he talks about is sales is building momentum to a peak. And so if we get to the pricing and then there's more questions, it distracts us from the goal that we're trying to get. We're trying to stay in a straight line to the end goal, which is make a conversion.
Right.
And so we want to make sure all the questions are out of the way. They're educated, they're knowledgeable on what you're offering and how you do things. And you've answered maybe questions where they were like, well, so if I submit feedback like this, will I get this? Like you've answered all of their issues that could come up at any point. You've solved all the problems, so that the only thing you'll run into from the pricing standpoint could be some sort of price objection or other objections in disguise. So you ask, do you have any other questions? Nope. Cool. We move on. Sweet. So these are the plans I offer. Now this could be a topic for another podcast within itself, but when it comes to offerings, I like the idea of either a good, better, best, or an either or.
Right.
So it's choose your door, or it's a good, better, best. And the key here is being really prescriptive with what you suggest. So I'll use SoCal Powerlifting as an example. We have 3 options. One is just like a hybrid for in-person coaching. One's like a hybrid model where you just get pretty much online coaching with gym access. Mm-hmm. One is online coaching, gym access plus a session. And one is online coaching plus gym access plus like 2 sessions.
Okay.
What we do is if we know that the client really needs help, they're more of a beginner, we're going to focus on the top 2 plans. We're not even going to talk about the third one because like we know they need the help.
Right.
And so we stay within the confines of the 2. A big mistake I see a lot of coaches make when it comes to selling and showing their plans is they'll open up the presentation. There's like 3 options and they'll just be like, ta-da, like, so which one do you want? You know? And then there's just paralysis by analysis and it gets clunky. So being like, here, based on you told me that you just started lifting weights and you're trying to get strong and stay healthy. Your goals are X, Y, Z. I'm going to recommend either our club or our pro plan so that we can at least see you once a month in person or twice a month. Once a month will allow us to do X, Y, and Z and make sure our technique is good here and there. Twice a month will allow us to touch on these things that we definitely should probably focus on as you're just starting out and just make sure that we deliver the best programming possible for you. With that being said, like which one's the best? Which one will work best for you?
Right.
Then it puts it in your corner where you kind of have either or. Now, in a perfect world, they're going to pick one of the doors, but usually you're going to get objections. So this is are we on step 5 now? Mm-hmm. Step 5 is objection handling. And so a common objection may be, I really need to think about it. I need to think about it. You're never going to see that person again if they need to think about it. Right. So I'm totally fine with that being an objection, but we need to start to really get clear on what the objection is. So a quick one on that would be like, Max, I totally understand. Out of curiosity, just because I'm here to answer all your questions, what in particular do you need to think about? And it could be an answer of, I've lined up 2 other coaching calls. Like if it's an educated client, maybe they have 2 more consultations with other coaches. And I want to then understand and uncover what they're looking for. Like,
yeah.
Is there anything that we're doing that you wish we did? And maybe like we don't offer nutrition anymore. So like I had one client not sign up because they're looking for a coach that also can give them nutrition. And okay, it's just maybe not the right fit.
Sure. Yeah.
Other things could be I need to talk to my wife. Other things could be, it's not the right time. I'm really busy right now. There's a lot of ways to handle these objections. Like the busy one's easy. That could be one where it's like, look, you're always going to be busy. Life is continuously busy. If you can prove to yourself that you commit to a plan like this in the busy times of your life, it'll be so much easier in the easier times. So it's really important we stay accountable and we're able to do these things. And so there's so many, I could do a whole pod on objection handling, but that's just a key piece to it is getting really clear on what the